Okay guys, so I'm willing to bet that the people in your business are your number one asset. And making sure that you get the right people on the bus in the right seats is everything. If you're ever gonna move from a one-man show to actually grow a team of people, you need to make sure that you have A players doing the right thing in the right situation if you're definitely gonna take your business and be a success. Now, hiring the right person is expensive. You want to spend the time, you want to do the background checks, and you want to make sure that you're putting all of your ducks in a row to make sure you're finding the right people. But nothing is more expensive than hiring the wrong person or putting the right person in the wrong seat only to find out a few weeks later. And then a very awkward conversation happens as a result. So today, we're going to be looking into the 6 things that we do at our business to make sure that we are only working with A players and putting them in the right seats that are right for them. Now, when it comes to people, the opposite of great isn't bad. It's actually good. Why? Because a great person will really stand out. And if they're bad, it's going to be so obvious that you know right away they ain't going to cut it. But the good person, that's where it gets a little bit more complicated, because an okay person, well, they're okay. They're doing what they're supposed to do. They're not doing anything bad. It's sort of hard to just, let them go for underperformance, but at the same time, they're not going to take your business to the next level. They're sort of just there for their paycheck, and you know deep down that they're not the right person for you. So today, let's go through the process to show you how to get those A players in your team to make sure that you don't end up with any hard conversations later down the road. Let's jump right into it. Hey guys, how's it going? We're gonna be going right into the nitty gritty. How do you hire the right people for your business? What are the things you need to do to make sure you're keeping the right people in and the wrong people out? Because your business is sacred and you need to make sure that you never compromise the culture, never compromise the core values, and you're having the right people sit in the right seats. Let's get right into it. So right off the bat, most of these 6 steps have actually come from this book, Top Grading. It's a fantastic book for teaching you how to actually hire people, get them involved, and create a culture that people are attracted to. Now, I'll be honest, it's a little bit of a dry read and you sort of got to crush through it and grind to get through that book. So I'm going to make this little summary. I definitely recommend still reading this book. There's a ton of valuable information. The guy's a lot smarter than I am when it comes to human resources, but there's been some great learning things from it that I think is definitely worth sharing with everyone that is ever considering hiring another person for their business. First and foremost, I need to say it again. If you're looking to grow your business, you cannot do it alone. You need people to help you grow something, because believe it or not, there's a lot of people that are better than you. They can be better at sales. They can be better at actually doing the lawn care. They can be better at marketing, better at accounting, better on the phone for customer service. You're not as great as you think you are. I know you're an entrepreneur, and this was a hard lesson for me. I always wanted to be the hero in situations, and there's actually something called the hero complex, where you're constantly trying to save the day, be the man. The salesperson isn't really having a good time closing. I come in and I make the sale. Wrong. That makes you stuck. That means that your business is reliant on you. And if your business is reliant on yourself, you're not an entrepreneur. You're a solopreneur, or you're stuck with a self-employed job and you're probably overworking and being underpaid. So this video is all about helping you find the right people, letting go of your quality control and your micromanaging, and finding the right people, and ideally finding people that are better than you to help your business totally exceed. Now, you want to make sure that for every seat in your organization, you're putting someone in there that would do a better job than you could at that job. Someone might not be better than you at the whole grand scheme of your business, but that's not what you're looking for. You're looking for people that are super specialized at these individual seats, and you want to put the right people in the right seats. Let me explain this quick. Good to Great goes over to this by Jim Collins, and he talks about how you can have the right person, an A-level person, but if you put them in a wrong seat, so you put like a super good accountant, very number focused, hyper into the finance, if you put them into sales, they're screwed, right? A great person, but doing a task that they're not meant to be doing. That's a right people in a wrong seat situation. Now, you can have the wrong person in the right seat, which means that you have this position at your company. You definitely need someone to help you with your marketing, right? Your marketing is lacking, telling people about the word of your business. And you have this person who they're not going to cut it. Your seat's right. You need someone to help you with the marketing, but this person is, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know how to get someone to give your business a call, or they don't have any experience with the marketing. That's the wrong person in the right seat. So you want to make sure you get the right people in the right seats if you're going to help this business flying off to the races. So number one thing, to find good people, you need to start with a very descriptive ad. Now, I've posted ads for hiring people on Facebook. I've done it on Indeed, Kijiji, other different classifieds. I've even paid for some like CalgaryJobShop.ca. In my experience, Indeed is the best one for finding the right people. Now, you can have a free ad or you can do a paid ad. Honestly, the free one works great. Like I've gotten hundreds of applicants for my free ads when I post them. You can go paid if you want to sort of extend it to more people, and for sure it's worth spending the money to find the right person. But in my experience, just doing the free Indeed ad is more than good enough. Now, as a side note, if you already have a good employee, a great hire actually is that employee's friends, because people hang out with people that are like them. So if you already have an A player, ask them, hey, do you have any friends? Do you have any family members that you think would just be a rock star at this position too? Let them do the screen for you. If they're friends with them, they've already done their vetting, and they'll be very honest if their friend's the right person or the wrong person. But your responsibility is to make a very descriptive ad. Don't hide things, be very honest. This is exactly the kind of person that I am looking for. This is the exact position, what your roles and responsibilities are going to be. And trust me, when you post an ad, don't say, hey, this is your role of responsibilities. Say, this is the minimum requirement of what I'm looking for. Because you're looking for someone that's going to go above and beyond the description that you just put down here. But be as descriptive as possible so that you keep people that aren't necessarily right for the position applying for your ad. So if you're looking for a door-to-door sales manager, don't try to sugarcoat it saying, oh yeah, we're looking for, in or out of office marketing services. We're looking for, people management at our company. Be very upfront and be very descriptive. Don't try to hide things. People don't like that. And you're going to spend a lot of time sifting through applicants that weren't qualified or the right people for this job anyways. So be as detailed as possible in your ad. The second thing you want to do is screen through your applicants. Now, if for one position, ideally you want at least 60 applicants, okay? So 60 applicants, and you're gonna go through the resumes one by one, and in Lawncare in particular, because let's be honest, Lawncare is not that hard. I'm not looking for people with a PhD, either master's or 10, 15 years of education. In fact, I'm not looking for those people. I'm looking for the type of people that want to get to work, that are hungry, they might have not done the best in school, and that's completely fine. I'm looking for heart. I'm looking for someone that has a work ethic of a machine, someone that has a lot of street smarts. You can be a very smart person doing that. By all means, I'm not saying that if you have a PhD, don't apply here, but I'm just saying that they're probably looking for something that's not in the same realm of what we're talking about. And just based on the people that we've hired a lot of people that are, students that have graduated from university and actually want to stick around because they don't like what they got their degree in, or some people, they just didn't go to school. They want to get right into the workforce, and I find that's a good person that fits in this type of industry. So screen through them. In the resume, experience is valuable, yes. But most importantly, you're looking to see how did they present themselves to you? Did they take the time to put together a nicely laid out resume? Did they write you a personal cover letter? Heck, did they phone you the next day to follow up and say, oh, hi, James, my name is Greg. I'm just calling because you had that application for that sales position there. I just wanted to reach out to double check you got my resume, and I was wondering if you had any questions. If somebody called me the next day saying that, I am like 10 times more likely to hire them right off the bat, because that takes balls, first and foremost, and that shows that somebody's hungry. You do not want to hire someone that's lukewarm about the position. Oh yeah, I'm just applying, I need a paycheck. You want someone that wants it. They're coming in and saying, hey, yeah, this job, this is mine. This is my gig. I will be the hardest worker and I will get the job done for you every single time with the highest quality. You want somebody that wants it, plain and simple. Once you've screened through a lot of resumes, you want to actually start with a phone interview. Now, you can schedule this if you'd like with someone, like send them an email and schedule an actual time to talk to them. I kind of like just calling people out of the blue, because when you're in an interview situation, they're safe, right? They can have these scripted answers. They sort of know how the interview process works and whatnot. And so they're not being their exact selves. If I'm hiring someone, I want to see who they really are. I want to see their authentic selves. So by calling them out of view, I get a couple things. One, I catch them off guard to see how they respond to their phone on any given basis. I don't want someone that answers phones and like, hello? Or like, hello? Like, I want someone that, introduce themselves. Good afternoon, this is Jordan speaking. How can I help you? Okay, great first impression, first and foremost. And if he doesn't answer his phone, I want to hear his voicemail. I want to make sure he's not like, or just cracking jokes in their voicemail. I want someone that's actually serious about what they're doing, because I want serious people to work this business. Now, of course, we can have fun. Of course, we can have a great time, but I got to know that the work's going to get done with who I'm calling. If they do answer the phone and they represent themselves very well, right then and there, ask if you've caught them at a good time, if you could maybe have 4 to 5 minutes of their time just to go through a few questions. And you're looking for someone that shows enthusiasm, that they are, willing to be upfront and honest with you. They're showing some humility, and they've put in the time to really make sure that their speech is clear over the phone. You want them, remember, if this is a lawn care technician, you want to know that they hold themselves in high standards. Because when they're at somebody's house, they are yard dogs. They are your company, and they're going to be the ones who actually go face to face with the client. You probably don't see your clients very much if you're trying to grow your business. You're going to be behind the phone with the computer a lot, but they are the front charge. They're the ones that people see face to face, and you want to make sure they're representing your company very well. So make sure that they're well spoken, that they're not swearing every second word, and that they actually present a personality that would represent your business well. After the phone interview goes well, after the phone call interview goes well, we are going to set up the in-person interview. Now, for this interview, you're going to want to make sure you definitely have a larger list of questions there. And when they come in, be laid back. You actually want to make them feel as comfortable as possible, because you want them to expose who they really are. Don't be all stiff-necked, like, welcome to the job. This is going to be 20 minutes long. We're going to get right into it. Question 1 is, you want to be laid back. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the company. I'll show you around. Hey, here's Liam. Here's Cassie. Here's Juliana. You want people to feel safe. You want them to feel at ease, so they sort of let their guard down so they can show you if they're a legit person or they just BSing themselves through this interview. Be relaxed. Offer them some water. Show them where the washroom is if they need to use it. Come into your office. Sit back. The questions you have, know your questions roughly, but toss them aside. Let's just see who this person is. That being said, though, have some good questions for them. So you want to talk about times when they experienced hardship. You want to ask them, hey, what are your 3 strengths? But also tell me what your biggest weakness is. What's a time that a great question I like to ask is, who was your last argument with and how was it resolved? Tell me about a time that you messed up and you had to make it right with someone. Tell me about, hey, outside of work, what do you like to do that's exciting? What gets you out of bed in the morning? Who are the most important people to you? You want to ask people some candid questions. If this is an experience-related position, make sure you're asking them experience with the job and make sure that they know what they're talking about. If you're hiring someone for herbicide applications, make sure that they can actually show some value and some skill when it comes to those type of services. Don't get me wrong. But most important, you're looking for the right person, because the right person can learn skills. But the wrong person can't, but a skillful person can't learn personality. You can't teach honesty. You can't teach work ethic. You can't teach someone how to be respectful to a client. They're sort of like that, or they're not. That's their parents' job to teach them, not yours. So let's say you get some really good people coming in and you do like those people right away. The next thing you want to do, in fact, the next thing you have to do, don't skip this step because it's going to save you so much work. You need to call 3 work-related references. So that can be like asking, hey, could I please get the name and number of your 3 most recent employers or your 2 most important employers? It doesn't necessarily have to be 3, but at least 2. The more the merrier. And you want to get their number because you want to talk to them about how they work there. Now, make sure it's the most recent ones, because if they're not working somewhere anymore, you want to understand why they're not working there anymore. Maybe they were fired. Maybe there's something that they know that you should know if you're going to hire this person. In fact, have some good questions for these references. It should be like a 10-minute call, and make sure that you're asking things that you would find very important to do. Like, do you find Jacob shows up on time? Do you find, do you know anything about Jacob that I should know? A great question you should always ask is, would you hire Jacob again? I've had people that were saying, oh yeah, this person, he always got his work done. He was great, showed up on time, and he always went above and beyond. When I asked them, well, would you hire them again? They said, oh no, they're an alcoholic. That'd be nice to know. Thank you for telling me, but it sounds like sometimes you need to fish this information out of people. So always ask again, would you if you were in my shoes, would you hire this person for your company? Last but not least, guys, even if you do these 5 steps, sometimes you just don't know how somebody's gonna be until you start working with them. So what I do, I offer a 3-day paid trial. So for our sales phone position, for example, I don't make a hire right off the bat. I say, okay, come and join us for 3 days. Let's get you on the phones. Let's do some training. Let's see how you actually do. I'm going to pay you for your time because your time is valuable to me. And you're doing this with your last 2 or 3 applicants, right? So they are valuable people and any one of them you think could work, but you need to see how they are. Pay them and actually just see how they work in action. You would be surprised about how many people nail number 1, they score number 2, A+, but 6, they crush. They fail because you know what? This job might not be for them. They're the right person, but this position is probably going to be the wrong seat. Every now and then, you'll go through all 6 of these things and you'll still make the wrong choice. My advice for that, I'm going to make another video about how to let somebody go, but the big thing you have to recognize is that the longer you put this off, the harder it's going to be and more damage there is going to be associated with it. So if someone's not right and it's not going to work out, you need to rip off the Band-Aid. We got to let that person go ASAP because you're doing them a disservice by having them stick around in a place that they're not going to thrive. And what are you doing? Like, this is your baby. This is your business. You can't afford for it to go wrong. So you take action, man up, or woman up, quite frankly. Make the decision that you need to, help your business move to the next level. Now, guys, I hope this helps. Remember, the right people in your business are everything. You're looking for people that are better than you, and you are the average of the 5 people you hang around the most. Odds are you're going to be spending a lot of time with the people you hire, so make sure that you can have fun with them. Make sure that they're going to get their job done. If you can picture yourself having a beer with them on the side and just talking about something besides work, that's a good indication. Like, it's important to remember, you're probably never going to find somebody that cares more about your work than you do. If this is your business, your baby, it's going to be hard to find people with the right level of passion. But if you find a good person, hold on to her. Hold on to him. Make sure that they stick around. Pay them well. Give them benefits. Give them incentives. Do what you can to make sure that, hey, this is our culture. Here's our core values. I see that they're in line with each other. We'll do a whole new other video on core values too. But the right people need to stick around because they can always learn more skills and they're friends with people who are just like them. So eventually you can get to the point where, hey, you can just keep working off your inner circle of hires. Now, for the typical position, for every 20 resumes you get, you're probably going to screen through them and only call about 6 to 8 of them. So let's call it 7 calls. Out of those 7 calls, you're probably only going to meet and do an in-person interview with 3 of them, and you're only going to hire 1 of them. So the 27-3-1. 20 resumes, 7 phone interviews, 3 in-person interviews, 1 hire. If you want more of a selection than 3 in-person interviews, just work the multiples. You want 80 resumes. That means you're going to want 28 phone interviews. That means you're going to have 12 in-person interviews, and ideally you can narrow it down to 4 or 1, 2, 3, 4 people there. Make sure you just work with the numbers. Every business and every position is going to have slightly different ratios, but this is generally what I see. And I want as many applications as possible for my very descriptive ad to make sure that they are getting themselves in or plunging themselves into some familiar territory. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this really helps you get an insight on about how you can hire people in the right way to make sure you're choosing the right people for your team. And beyond that, don't forget, people are everything. Treat them with dignity, treat them with respect, and make sure they do the same in turn for your business. Until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you later.